What happened to the black sheep of your family? My brother Alex was always brilliant but troubled indeed. By 15, he'd been expelled from 3 schools for hacking their computer systems, not maliciously. He just couldn't resist proving he could. Our parents were respected academics who viewed his behavior as an embarrassment rather than the cry for help it was. The final straw came when he was 17. FBI agents showed up at our door at 5 in the morning. Apparently, Alex had hacked into a government database, not to steal anything, just to expose security flaws. My parents didn't even wait for the legal proceedings to finish. They cut him off completely, financially, emotionally, everything. At his sentencing hearing, the judge was surprisingly lenient, giving him 18 months in a minimum security facility instead of the 10 years the prosecution wanted. My parents didn't attend. They told everyone Alex was studying abroad, then eventually that he'd decided to stay overseas permanently. They changed their phone numbers, moved to a different state for a fresh start, and pretended he never existed. I was 14 when this happened, young enough to be terrified, but old enough to know it was wrong. I secretly maintained contact through letters sent to a friend who forwarded them. After his release, Alex lived in a halfway house, then a series of grimy apartments with roommates he found online. For 6 years, my parents never mentioned his name. Meanwhile, I was finishing college and starting my career, always feeling this enormous hole in our family that nobody acknowledged. Alex struggled, but slowly built a reputation in cybersecurity circles. He started a tiny consulting firm specializing in ethical hacking, finding security vulnerabilities before actual criminals could exploit them. His criminal record became almost an asset in this field. Clients knew he understood the mindset of hackers. By the time I was 25, my parents had constructed an entirely new reality where their brilliant son had never existed. Then, my father's investment firm was targeted in a massive ransomware attack. Hackers encrypted their entire system and demanded $5 million. The FBI told them recovery was unlikely. These hackers were sophisticated and virtually untraceable. My father's company faced bankruptcy. 30 years of building his business destroyed overnight. In desperation, I contacted Alex without telling my parents. He hadn't spoken to them in 11 years at this point. They wouldn't want my help, he said bitterly. But I begged him. Hundreds of innocent employees would lose their jobs. Finally, he agreed, but only if his involvement remained anonymous. He worked for 72 hours straight, barely sleeping, tracing the attack to its source. Not only did he recover the encrypted data without paying the ransom, but he identified the hacking group responsible and provided evidence to federal authorities. My father was hailed as a hero for saving the company, though he had no idea how the systems had been recovered. At the company's celebration party, I couldn't stand the deception anymore. I invited Alex without telling anyone. When he walked in, my parents froze completely. My father actually grabbed the wall to steady himself. The room fell silent as Alex approached them, now a successful 30-year-old man instead of the troubled teenager they'd abandoned. "Congratulations on saving your company," he said quietly to my father, though technically, I'm the one who broke the encryption and tracked the hackers. My mother started crying. My father just stared, speechless. Later that night, in private, 11 years of pain and abandonment came pouring out. There were no easy reconciliations or instant forgiveness, but it was a beginning. Now Alex comes to holiday dinners, though conversations still sometimes turn awkward. My parents have his company photo displayed in their home office, not with the family pictures yet, but it's progress. Sometimes the black sheep doesn't come back to the fold. Sometimes they build their own flock.